Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Blazing and this is Blueprints. I thought about the note we found yesterday, or rather figured out. The if we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. I thought about it a lot. We've seen dates all throughout the game. For example, the orchard and whatnot. And while I was thinking about it, I decided to search up the puzzles specifically, as I was curious about a few of the letters, why they were what they were, and I've been slightly spoiled. For example, in the boudoir, I unfortunately now know that the date reference there is Christmas 12/25. It's interesting. 8 dates do, in fact, probably crack 8 safes, so now we're looking for the boudoir. I will say, fortunately, that's not too big a spoiler. I wasn't really spoiled on anything else. I have no idea what's in the safe, so it's not all bad. It's a little annoying. I did learn some of the letters since the last episode. Or rather, not learn what they are, but rather why they are. For example, the G was grain and rain. I don't know if I ever would have gotten that generically. Similarly, I don't know if I would have figured out that the date referenced in the boudoir is Christmas. If I did, it would have taken me a while. We still have a blessing today, blessing of the chef, so we don't actually do anything here. It's annoying. Because we would be taking back our coins, and that's all we could do. It would curse us. Better not. I really wish I could add or take away. Keys obviously won't work on this. The only time I've gotten the cursed relic from there to unlock curse mode was when I had the morning star, which is interesting. Gotta remind myself that I have resilience of the rook. We have full access to Blackbridge, the admin panel, everything, so that's cool. But now we can look into dates more, and that can apparently be useful with red notes and whatnot. We still haven't found most red notes. Yeah, I think we found one in one of the earlier episodes, though I remember nothing about it. I don't know how to double check found red notes. I know we have the room directory and whatnot, and house history, though I don't really look at the house history very often. Someone's commented a good bit about it, so these are all the days we went through if you want to pause on any of them. Wonder why that's down there specifically. Oh, because it's the architect's manor. Interesting. We've scrapped a few days, not a ton. If we draft the clock tower, like, at all, I am going to run it early. With no regrets there. Yeah. So, unfortunately, there's going to be a long pause here, as we are going to wait for it to hit 1:30. I've been given a hint that what matters in here is not what you do, but what you wait for. And we have to wait for the time to be that. 1:30. 1:30. And that's a while away. Like, very clearly a while. Actually, it's so long away that I'm going to do some other stuff in the house and hopefully keep track of the time. Because that is a while away. Several minutes at the very least, and I just don't want to wait on that right now. Yeah, but we do have a hint that stuff with the clock tower is related to red and I believe it was blue memos. I didn't even know they had the eating animation. That's amazing. As much as I love the attic, I am still just looking for the conservatory. By far the most important room to me. Laboratory's fine too. Could always coat check. I like it, but hit me with the laboratory. Personal favorite. Yeah, but if we log into the network, we can select any of the other 3 and just use those, which is cool. For each bedroom you draft after your second, immediately or the next 3 times you open a locked trunk. I'm kind of fine with each bedroom I draft after my second for setting my steps to 40. I'll start that. And then if we do the experiment 3 or 4 times, the reason I think it's quite easy, generally speaking, to do it 3 or 4 times is because we have 2 aquariums. So it's just good. Fine with the reading nook. The tunnel doesn't actually benefit us much here. It'll drive us straight north. We will always draft the tunnel, but the doors can still be locked. So the tunnel, it's like, you know, it's a tunnel. We've done it before, but there's not a huge amount of benefit before you have resources for the day. I always check around this room. It's also a great spot to keep track of time. But yeah, we have a while to go till 1:30. Love the throne room, love the workshop. I do want to do the chess puzzle again. I don't want to stay with the rook chosen. Hopefully it doesn't mess with things if I change it. It might, is the thing. I have no way to know. Currently in transit, both of these lead down. This costs a gem, but refunds a gem to the veranda here, so it's like, it's whatever. It's just way too early for it, so. We didn't even 8th rank in the last video, which was something. There's a bedroom. I mean, yeah. Don't ask for it if you're not going to take it, you know? Thankfully, we had a gem for the kitchen here. Today's special is boiler room. Billiard room can only reward keys, which is interesting. It's also our only choice here. No clock in here. Anyways, 1/3 of 12 is 4. 1/3 of 20. Huh. It's closest to 7, I suppose. Times 3? Oh, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just 20. It's 1/3 of 20 times 3. 5, 10, -15, -20. -15, -20, -35 divided by 5. So 7? 5 times 8 is 40, should be. So this should be 7. 7 squared. Is that right? Oh, wait, it's 1/3 of 5. And 1/3 of 10. So 1/3 of 15, which is 5. 25 divided by 5, 5. But it's 5 squared. No, right. It's 25 -25 squared. Is that right? Why am I drawing a blank on this, man? We've done this a million times. Oh, never mind. It's much simpler. It's -5 squared. And when you square it, it becomes a positive. So it's 25 minus 20, which is 5 squared, which is 25 divided by 5, which is 5. Keycard, awesome. So we have access to our foundation today. That helps with this opening. Helps with this opening a lot. In fact, we can eat from the dining room right away. We don't care to, but we can. What does the blessing of the chef do? Each time I do a spread room, yeah, checks out. Okay. We don't have the tomb. I'm not gonna be entering the dormitory down here like at all though, so. Go back to the den, see how close we are to 1:30, unless there's a clock here. Half expecting a lot of these rooms to have clocks. I mean, we're much closer, but we're still far off of 1:30. Alright. So I'm gonna sit in the clock tower and wait for this time to come along. It's quite literally just gonna be a pause in the video for you guys that will like fade in. But for me, I'm gonna be sitting here like observing this shit thoroughly. So it might be a ugly cut, but it's a cut nonetheless. I'll see y'all when we're back. All right, everybody, we are back. It is finally almost 1:30 in game after a half hour of waiting IRL. Finally getting somewhere. We're waiting for this time right here. And as you can see, here we go. Here we go, fellas. Look at it. Hell yeah. That time right there, that's 1:30, damn it. Whoa, yeah, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if it was gonna be something down here or up here. It's down there. Okay, sure, we take those. The clock tower is double layered? Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. I'm screenshotting all of these, of course. You already know. You know the drill. You've been here long enough. 5 of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. This clock will be set to a time containing all the same numbers. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. This clock should not be set on the hour ending in 00. None of these are written by hand, so these are in fact false statements. This should end in 00. So this is 7 o'clock. Hour. Minute. This one is 7 o'clock for sure. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it's a blue note. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock. Here, but in reverse order. This is written by hand. The clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. This means this is true. Okay. will go up in ascending order. None of these clocks should have their times contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. 7 o'clock. All different numbers, but this is not written by hand, which means it's actually false. At least one of the numbers are going to be the same. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. And since they're ascending, this also has to be 7 o'clock. Because it's in between, it doesn't change. So these three are all 7 o'clock for sure. Should be set to a time ending on the hour. So 6 and 5, each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Because 1, 2, 3, and 4 can't be included. 1, 2, 3, or 4 will not be included. This ends on the hour, so this should be 5 and, or 6 and 5. Five, 6, 7, 3 times. Okay. Time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. Same 3 numbers of another clock, but in reverse order. And then this note, ascending order. Because they're not all gonna end on whole numbers, I understand that. But we don't fully understand the first two outside of they could be whole numbers. Because you can't, you could do a 47, I suppose. But I think it just has to be 7 o'clock. Should not be set on the hour, which means it should be set on the hour, which would be 7. And if it's 7 on the hour, yeah, all different numbers, but it's red note, so it's a lie, unless it's written by hand, yeah. Like, everything checks out. I just don't understand this. 3 numbers of another clock, but in reverse order. Because this is 5 o'clock, reverse order would be 0. It doesn't work, like, yeah, it just doesn't work. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. So no 15, no 30, no 45. No 15, 30, 45, 20. None of those. Well, there could be a 50. There could definitely be a 50. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. That's hard, actually, because that makes these very wrong. This one has to be set in the hour. This one has to be 7. Neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. 2 of the numbers are going to be the same. This is actually 6, isn't it? 607. This has to be 607. This can't be 7 either. Like, this does have to also be 6 something. And it can't include 1, 2, 3, or 4, so probably 650. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time, yeah. It has to be higher than 607. It can't be 610 anything. It could just be 608. I have no reason not to believe that. Like 608 is perfectly valid. And then 806 would work over here. Reverse order. Like 806 could be valid. Because this one's 7. None of these clocks should be set to, yeah, duh. Like, I'm wondering how this works. Set them all to a different time. 5, 6. 5 of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. 5 of them. How many do I have now? 1, 2, 3. 3 with 3 to go currently, but like, this is just a guess. 5 of them end on the hour, containing all different numbers. Oh, we can't do that. This needs to have 2 of the same number. So this would have to be 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. But this clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. Meaning it would have to be 7 o'clock, meaning this can't be 7. Huh? It's a red note not written by hand. This doesn't make sense. Neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. 607 is not possible. Like, this has to be a whole number. It has to be 7. Like, this has to be a whole 7. But that makes this really confusing. All different numbers. Red notes are lies unless written by hand is one of the earliest memos we've gotten. I might do a quick Google search to see if this is possible with the information in this room. We might need separate memos. Each of them set to a different time. That is in ascending order. So you can't have a shorter time at the end. It just will not happen. Contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Should not be set on the hour. Neighbors should both be set to a time containing A7. Clock to a time containing all different numbers. So set it to a time containing all the same numbers, or at least 2 of the same. Which makes me think 0, 0. What if it's not 0, 0? Yo, now, wait a moment. It obviously can't end in 77. Like, that's physically impossible. But what if it was like 55? This has to contain a 7 and be that way. Because if this was a red note that said this clock should be set on the hour, we would be allowed to break from the hour thing and just put 807, and that would work. What were the numbers? 1, 2, 3, or 4? So 5, 5 is the only one that works for a pair. Like, I think this is correct. 2 numbers are the same. It has a 7. That satisfies this. Now, wait a minute. What if it's ascending this way? Yo, that actually makes sense. So that their times will go up in ascending order. I think that's where I'm tricked. I think this is 7 o'clock sharp. This would be like 7:08 or something. It just works. I can't remember why I put 08, but I know that like time is fine. 7:07 is also fine, etc. It's like completely okay. It can't be 7 o'clock, and it has to be something in between these. Okay. So this would be the lowest time, theoretically. We can probably assume the first time is just 1:30. Like, this one is probably 1:30 to start. Set to a time that contains 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. Is 5:57 doable? It totally is. It totally is. But that's kind of egregious. Because 1:30 to 5:57, 6, you know, it's like... You can, but would you? You could also 8:07, but that's very high comparatively. And this can't be any other numbers. Like, this can't be 15, 10, 4. It needs to be a pair, so it has to be past the 1's value. It's like, I think 55 is mathematically the only possible solution here. Which really convinces me that this is 5:57. I'm just gonna do that. It feels right enough. I want to assume the first one is 1:30. Can these continually line up from here? Oh, none of these clocks set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. So 1:30 is physically impossible. So is 2, 3, and 4. It has to start past 5. That's not egregious. So you have to reach 5. At the bare minimum, 5 is the starting line. And currently we have it on a hole, 5:57. Can't include a 3 or a 4. So this has to be at least 5:58 as it stands. That ends on the hour. It continually rises. This would have to be at least 8 o'clock. Didn't mean to change the minute. And this would have to be at least 8 o'clock. Now, if we count clocks, how many are on hole? 1, 2, 3, 4. There needs to be 5 holes, meaning one of these is not a hole that needs to be. And I'm gonna assume it's this one. 6 o'clock, just round that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Can't have 2 8s. And now we can do some very deductive reasoning here. Like, 5 is the bare minimum this has to start at. 5:57 works for this. It's the inverse of another one that is guaranteed to be that. 6 o'clock because whole number. 7 o'clock because whole number. 7:08. This one we are not positive of. We don't have any confirmation on what this should be, but we know it has to be in between 7:55 and 7 o'clock. It can't include a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it currently doesn't. What is to stop this? Like, these have to be whole. We know that. Do they follow a pattern? Not really. I feel like we're close to a solution here now. Times will go up in ascending order. Time that contains 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. This clock should not be set on the hour, meaning set it on the hour. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7, which forced this to be absolutely 7:55. This has no other choice. But what does that make you? It can't include a 1, 2, 3, or 4. And it can't go past 55. So that does confirm this is probably 7:05. That means this one could be 5:07. Or 7:05, 5:07, yeah. This one could be 5:07. It would work. It makes more sense than what it is now. 5:07 instead of 7:05. It checks out. The only thing I don't have anything pointing at is these ones here, but we know they need to be on a whole hour, and they should all be set to a different time. 9, 8. Like, what's the problem here? Do I want to go as far as to assume that this can be 12? Can't be 1. There's so many combinations left. I'm gonna search up if we have everything we need in this room for this puzzle. I feel like that's a fair thing to search here. Apparently it is self-contained. We'll go up in ascending order. Like, we've discerned the memos correctly from what I could tell by what I just read. I'm gonna mark in Discord that I had a pause at 103. Short pause to cut. I just spoiled myself in a stupid way. 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 10 o'clock all use 1. I would have figured that out eventually. Meaning it can only go up to 9, 8, etc. And we need whole hours. Yeah. 5. 7:05, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the two we're not sure about are this one and this one. 1, 2, 3, and 4 can't be used at all. This one has to be 7:55, we're sure of that. 8 and 9 o'clock have to be selected. You can't reverse the order here, so it just makes sense. This really could be 5:57. Which means I just need to tick the time on this up. Can't include 1, 2, 3, or 4. And it can't be the same as another time because all of the times have to be different. Which forces this to be in these first digits. And we've already went through them one by one and it did nothing. Meaning the other clock is just wrong. This one. Meaning this is 5:07. That doesn't work. In reverse order. Because these are the only unique clocks, these two. Like, no matter what, these are the only dynamic clocks. This can't be 6:07. Because this has to be a whole number. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 of them have to be ending on the hour. Okay. We're close. I don't know what we're missing exactly. 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. Would it not be 5:07? Or 5:57? Like, those are the only 2 options? Because it can't be 6:07. It just doesn't work. Because of this clock having to be 6. This can't be 7. This can't hit 10. It's in ascending order. That's forced. This has to be 7:55. Because we can't do 44. We can't do 66. 66 doesn't exist. It's like, being that it has to repeat a number, it's forced into 7:55. That is an absolute truth. So we'll set this back to 5:57. This has to enter on the end on the hour. We were right about that. This is what I'm not understanding. This has to be correct. I am unfortunately going to cheat just because I don't have infinite time to solve this. Yeah. Okay. I spoiled one of the clocks. Our problem is we've went in the wrong order entirely. That's all. This is 5:57. It's the only one I've spoiled. So now I'm going to reverse engineer from that. But our times start at 5. And now these both have to be 5 something. This is probably 5:55. Because it can't include a 4. So it has to be at least 5:50. Has to be before 5:57. But this is no longer on the hour. This now has to be in the 5:58 plus range. So it's probably one of the 6 o'clocks. 7 o'clock is completely fine here. This has to be 7. This could be one of our whole numbers at 8. This could be 5:58 for 8:55. Would work out here. Like if we wanted to 8:55 this. And that would force this to be the 9 o'clock. How many holes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 holes right now. 8:55, so 5:58 was our assumption here. This cannot be 558. It is physically impossible. Meaning this cannot be 855. This does have to be in the 550 range, though. And this has to be in the 8 o'clock somewhere. So something has to end in 8. Huh. What could possibly end in 8? Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one could. This one could end in 8. This could be 608, and that's very relevant. So 806. I think every other time is fine now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't have 5 on the hour times right now, meaning we need to make one of these an on the hour time. Which on the hour are we missing? We have 9, we have 8, 7. We do not have 6. And the one that would be 6 we can't have because it's the only one that can be 608. Meaning this has to be 6. It's just absolutely forced. This has to be 6. So that can't be 608. Huh. Which makes me think 855 was like the only option, but that just doesn't work. 558, 855. Because it just doesn't work, because this has to be 557. It's physically impossible. Like, again, I just don't have infinite time to solve this. Back to getting a small hint, I guess. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we deduce that that is 8 o'clock. The clue in clock 7 is our key to figuring out clocks 2 and 7. Okay. Clock 7. Time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. Sure. Must be sometime after 8 o'clock, but before 9. 8:05, 6, 7, 8, or 9, yeah. Or 8:55, 56, 57, 58, 59, yeah. (8:05, 5:08). See, I tried that. I swear I've tried 5:08. I've done that. No, now I'm upset. Like, I actually don't care that I cheated because I solved it. I did that. I reached that conclusion. Like, the only reason I didn't backtrack to 508s is because I've already done that. I mean, whatever. We got one of the sanctum keys we've been waiting on. We knew it was in the clock tower way up high. I'm happy with that. I am. I'm just frustrated that we did solve the puzzle, and the spoilers I cheated for were my already found solution. That's really annoying. But we have the sanctum key. We're gonna go use it immediately. We needed to go to the basement anyways. Might as well throw a coin. I said might as well throw a coin. Thank you. That's frustrating. We figured it out. Honestly, I'm happy that we figured it out. All I needed to know was the order in which it ascends. I shouldn't have made the assumption in the first place that it only ascends in one direction. Like backwards. Like, it just didn't seem possible the other way at first, even though it, like, very obviously is. I like that puzzle a lot, honestly. Sanctum key first. That's another one down. The Reddit post I was looking to for information is beautifully written, though, honestly. Like, it's actually just so incredible. They put spoiler tags on everything so you can forcefully try and avoid the solution if you want to. And that's what I was doing for the longest, but, you know, that last bit, I genuinely just don't have infinite time. There's nothing I can do about it. Alright, let's get another door open. There is only one door left. Like, after the Sanctum key, we're only missing one. Yep. Okay. So now I'm gonna tab back to Discord. I need to specifically look at the message we found in the 46th room about where all the Sanctum keys are. Alright, here it is. Here on the furthest rank, tight in the vault of a bank, up high among all the clocks, down below beneath all the docks. We don't have the 5th key held by a king on his throne. And that is the only one we're missing. Though we have the throne room. No, we do have that one. There was a Sanctum key in there. We got that. Held by the king on his throne. Station left by one of your own. 7th is major if you draft it quite late. Last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. So last door of 8 is the one we're missing? I mean, we got another Sanctum key, which is big. Now we're gonna use the key card, come up through the basement, and continue the actual day. A lot of waiting in today's episode. And the clock puzzle was so well designed. I might have just inputted wrong and not realized, which would make a lot of sense. Where am I going? I need the basement. I don't know why I call this the basement, the foundation. All right. Just dig these up, possibly get keys. Okay. Rough. We could spread gold if we need to with the conference room. I just don't care. Here we go. So we did get the boudoir today. It's just grand. But yeah, this photo here is what gives us the hint. It's Christmas. And Christmas is on a specific day. Here is our second red note. And it's marked with a 4. So I'm going to screenshot that. I really should have screenshotted our first red note. Herbert, I was distraught to learn that you have chosen to omit the details of our dear Marian's disappearance from the public record. It is no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible, but I'm shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the king's scullion and stoop to kissing the foot of the treads upon her memory. She gave up her family, her fortune, and her life, and all you can do is think of your name. Having never had a family name, nor fortune of my own, I cannot personally condemn you for faltering in your commitment to make the same sacrifices she did. But for the love of God, do not, by that same display of weakness, clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. Our countrymen must be made aware of the price she paid, and must be made to see the color of the flag she flew as she rode into the darkness of 100 nights. To deny her story is to deny her life. If through your silence you bless this betrayal, our son Simon, your heir, will inherit a fortune of lies, and will spit upon your grave when he learns of your cursed foolishness. Needless to say, we will not be coming for Christmas this year, Daniel. Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna screenshot all of this. We have another new red note. I mean, big. And it's not a memo, so I don't have to worry about it being true or false. Fair enough. It's more likely to contain items, so I was hoping. Why is it appearing with a crown above it? Because it's sheltered. No, I didn't draft the shelter today. Because it's active? I don't understand. We could turn it off, which is funny. Do you think I'm just gonna go workshop though? Sometimes they put stuff in this room. So many locked doors. We have more than 2 hallways because of the aquarium. So close. Without that aquarium, we do have that, but it's not like it matters. Doubling our keys is very small here. And we don't have a gem for the servants' quarters. Do the parlor puzzle real quick. Boxes next to this box contain gems. Boxes next to this box contain gems. Boxes next to this box contain gems. What? 2 truths, 1 lie. This is a lie, the other 2 are true. It's literally the only way that puzzle can function. How is this a locked door? We're on the, what, 5th rank? That's ridiculous. We've done 2 successful experiments so far. Conference room, though. It's good. Good code check. Solves problems. We have 0 keys. A reason I grabbed conference room is because we have security and other things. We can just basically cheat. We don't really need the utility box. It would turn off the gymnasium, but it's not a big deal. I'd rather draft the dormitory, set my steps to 40 in the first place. And then walk in. Okay. And then there's volume 11 of drafting strategies. Pretty sure we've read this, though. Yeah. There's so many volumes of drafting strategies, which is wild. So now that we're at 3, if we did the shelter, we could unlock all doors, but unlocking all doors does not matter at all now. So what we could do is we could access the office terminal from security and spread money as an option. I'm redrawing these. Like, this does nothing for us. We need a right-facing door. Boiler room is fine. I don't know why we're seeing the tunnel so often all of a sudden. I don't actually care for powering this. What are up with locked doors here? It's insanity. No, it's like actual insanity. It's not normally this bad, I didn't think. Like, we're on the 4th rank. No, like, these drafts are just unreal. You would think we had an observatory for Draxus of Dead Ends. Like, that's so insane. All that's left is the gymnasium, I think. Unless written by hand, of course. We don't have the magnifying glass today. It's such a joke. This will set our steps to 40. When you upgrade a room, its aesthetics are supposed to change. Like, is this carpet the new thing? Because bedroom? That would make sense, actually. Yeah, that would make sense. Shocked that door was unlocked. Seems like they're all locked. We'll end the day in the planetarium for sure. But that's after we put away the key. Okay. So I'm obviously not risking the key. Like, no way in hell am I risking the key. Is coat check down here? Yes. Here we go. Ding that in. Alright. Let's see what lost and found items we have. Rare items, meaning they're guaranteed to be at least special in some way. Oh, I lost my wind-up key, you say? I really wish we had the center of one of these glyphs, man. Also, I'm pretty sure this is Mary Epson, if I recall correctly. And the attic is the same as the chapel for Bishop. So we can take the attic here. Do we have the queen? We don't have the study. So it doesn't matter what we choose. We don't have the study. We didn't go down here yet for a ladyship chamber. We can make a power tool now. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to get the treasure map and draft a bedroom on it. We have an aquarium there. That's so unlikely to happen, by the way. Like, would I have to store the treasure map in coat check to try and will that in? Have a bunch of keys or something? Is there any date on this? April 12th? It could be important. But yeah, as you can see, Bishop is here. Ooh. Lost our battery pack, so we cannot craft. Yeah, it checks out. And that's gonna happen every time we walk in there, so that was gonna happen because we used it as a connection point. Question is, do we want to continue and go for that? Honestly, not really. That's just reality, not really. I mean, we have enough steps. I might as well aim for it a little bit. Eight gems. Cool. have not had many gems this run. Yeah, it's a great time to freeze accounts. Luxury items for sale could be good too, of course, but the only downside to freezing accounts is we didn't do the money thing, but we don't necessarily need money. Also, apparently we did have the secret with the freezer before. Notice our starting temperature is -16. We had lowered our temperature to -14, meaning if we waited long enough, we would have melted the freezer. Like, our furnace before was like 3 ranks away or something, so it would have taken several minutes, but we would have gotten it to melt. We did carry over 16 gems from that day, though, so it was like, it was still worth freezing. Freezing was just ideal anyways. You know? Not knowing is just what it is. We're gonna end our day in the planetarium, and that's just gonna be it for this video. A lot happened. A little bit of frustration. Mostly confusion. Is it this way? Yes, it is. Here we are. I don't think anything can, like, actually be on these seats, but I'm still gonna check them. And we'll get an additional 2 for this. Alright. Glad we put away the master key. Yeah. No problems here. Gained our stars, saw it in the top left. Oh yeah, y'all. Great progress. 7th Sanctum key. Royal Menagerie of Tomorrow. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks so unbelievably cool. All right. 4 tomorrow rooms, really? Planetarium counts as 1. Got it. Clock tower, freezer. What's the 4th? Coat check. Yeah. All right. As always, if you liked the video, leave a like. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.